When are the Knicks ever going to find a point guard? What's going on, guys? Welcome to Clutch People TV. I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night. And I have some New York Knicks news for you guys, but before we get into that, I want to thank you so much for the great amount of support. This channel is literally not possible without you guys. I know a lot of people were saying you work really hard on this channel, but if it wasn't for you guys watching my videos, this wouldn't happen at all. And just thank you so much for the great amount of support. Everyone that comments positive feedback, even people that don't like my opinions, it's okay. That's something you learn when you talk about sports, basketball, the Knicks in general, that not everyone's going to agree with your opinion at the end of the day. That's what is so awesome about sports, that everyone has a different outlook, insight, and just perspective when it comes to sports in general, specifically the New York Knicks, of course, of my channel. But today I'm bringing you guys some news, as the Knicks did go on to sign Elfrid Payton to a one-year, $5 million deal. Of course, he was a member of the New York Knicks. He was a point guard, of course. He's played for the Magic in his career, the Pelicans, and that whole thing. Of course, he was traded on draft night to the Orlando Magic, and he was actually a very solid player coming out of Louisiana, but his big knock was shooting the basketball, and he hasn't shot the ball very well in his NBA career, if it's from the charity stripe, if it's from downtown. But the thing you gotta love about Elfrid Payton is he's not gonna shoot threes because he knows he's not great at shooting them, even though we've seen him shoot threes sometimes last year, and it was surprising when it did go in. But he's a guy that plays good defense. He's a guy that makes the right basketball play. Sometimes he's not there really great mentally. Sometimes some guys are wide open, he doesn't make a certain play, but he's good at getting the defense to collapse and kicking it out. He's a good finisher at the rim. His jump shot's just not there. I don't know when we're going to find this point guard that can consistently put pressure on the defense. I'm really looking forward to that. But on a one-year, $5 million contract, I don't mind re-signing him. I would have brought in a Jeff Teague, a guy that could teach the young guys he's experienced winning, and maybe teach it quickly. And if we could bring him in on a 1 year, that would have been amazing. But I think we're done with the point guard position. We're bringing Elfrid Payton back, and I guess we didn't believe in quickly as a point guard. In my opinion, he's more of a combo guard, even though he is 6'3". He's more of this pure shooter of the basketball, not a crazy good playmaker. Needs to get better finishing at the rim for sure. But I do believe he's a smart basketball player. But I guess they didn't believe in Frank at the end of the day to be our point guard this season. But if you take a look at this roster, the Knicks are not going to be very good. We have a bunch of young players. Obi Toppin, we hope he's good. Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, we hope he makes that big leap. We have Ignas Brazdeikis on this team as well. We just hope for a bunch of leaps this season. And you may not see the improvement in the win category, because this team has been changed every single year. If it's the veterans, we don't have that many veterans this year. I don't know if we're finally we're going to be a bad basketball team because we're the New York Knicks first off, and we just don't have a win-now mode basketball team. We're kind of like the Hawks last year. We're going to see young players thrive and improve throughout the season, and compared to last year, this is going to be a better season because we're going to get to see the young players play and not Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, Mo Harkless out there on the basketball floor. That's what makes me very excited, as these young players are going to mesh and continue to get better. But Elfrid Payton, we brought him back, 1 year deal, not a big deal because at the end of the day, it's not a big contract, and we hope to draft a point guard in the following draft. I heard it's supposed to be stacked from 1 to 20 the talent level. So Knicks fans, don't be sad if we don't get the first pick in the draft. Don't be sad if we get the 5th pick, because there's supposed to be very good talent. We hope we could draft that point guard, and I'm really looking forward to our future. I love what Leon Rose has been doing. He's been very patient. He hasn't been rushing anything. Hasn't gone out there and signed players with big contracts or veterans for no reason. We're actually doing the great thing of rebuilding. At the end of the day, taking on bad contracts, getting some draft capital as well. And that's what we should be doing, taking on those bad contracts, getting draft capital, signing these guys to 1 year deals so then we can free up cap space, and we're in a good position building throughout the draft, so then we get that draft capital, so then we're able to trade up for even more quality players, because we do have the Mavericks pick. Yes, it may be 20 to 25, but you may be able to package that, and for example, if we end up getting the 6th pick next year and packaging that to trade up maybe, or trading that later pick in the first round, another pick to maybe get into that 14-15 range and get a very solid player in a very stacked draft. But I really like what Leon Rose is doing. The patience, we haven't had a GM or an organization like this in a very long time. But at the end of the day, you don't know, this could literally just break down and just into flames in no time. But yeah, Elfrid Payton, not much to talk about, but I think we're building a young core. I don't know if we're gonna get Cade Cunningham the following draft because he's projected 1st overall. But if we get a point guard next year with Obi, with RJ, with Mitch, if those guys really take that leap and develop, then I think the future looks good for the New York Knicks. And then you have that cap space to fill in the bench. And I think we're headed in the right direction. But yes, Mike Woodson, Johnny Bryant, Tom Thibodeau, just like Kenny Payne. This whole coaching staff still needs to prove themselves, though. At the end of the day, it looks like a good coaching staff and looks like a good developmental staff, but they still have to prove it. At the end of the day, they have the job, but it's all about proving and making sure you execute your plan and your philosophy. Let me know down below your thoughts and analysis on the New York Knicks. Do you think we're headed in the right direction? What are your thoughts on the signing? I'm not a big fan of Elfrid Payton, but at the end of the day, it's only on a one-year deal, and it looks like this team won't be good. And we're going to continue to build throughout the draft and make sure that we have the right amount of cap space to get very solid players in free agency. It doesn't always have to be a big-time splash superstar, and hopefully we could be patient and develop young players. Let me know down below your thoughts and analysis. Click that subscribe button, smash the like button for more content. And as always, guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, y'all.